Hey Parvati. Wait, I have to. Hey Marushka. Good morning, guys. Actually, I want to light an incense stick, and the fan is on, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let's see if I can turn this off. Is it better this way? You can see me, right? Because it's like too bright, the light. I'm trying to get away from the fan. Oh. Well, it did. Oh, no. Oh my. I'm going to use all my matches. Hey Jenny. I guess spirituality and summer don't go together. Wow. It kinda light up. The sage while it's still on. I kinda light it up again. I should have lighted up before coming here. I'm running out of matches. Okay. It is what it is, guys. How are you? Morning, Samara. They say that is there a full moon or is there? I know that the moon is in Cancer because I read something on Twitter about this. So maybe that's probably because I feel so clumsy, like so like sleep. It seems like I don't know what about you guys. Yeah. Oh wow, really? So young, and he has heart palpitations. It's just that yes, a tour. You definitely have to be in conditions, in good conditions. Poor guy. And he's so passionate. Yeah, I think that for Mark and Hetchan, it's yes, yes, yeah, and also I think that the fact that they are not allowed to talk about how they feel, you know, that's I believe that that makes it worse even, you know, because it's like considered a weakness. Yes, he's overworked along with Mark, NCT 127 and NCT Dream. And you know, I was seeing the teasers, the pictures in their on their Instagram, that they are going to release a new song or a new album, and it's called Ayo. Ladies come back with 3 new songs plus their old songs. Yes, me too. It's just that unfortunately, you know, this sort of condition is the only one that they can be like, okay, you know, my body is showing symptoms that I need to stop for a bit. You know, it's not determined, but definitely they should look into it. You know, there is a deficiency in there in his body. I always wonder how they do to have all that stamina and all that like strength to keep dancing and keep moving around and always on their feet, you know, and being so skinny because they are really so skinny. Like in my case, when I used to work, because I always worked standing, like, and because of all the hours standing, I would lose weight. Even though I have thyroid, I would lose weight, um, while I was working in that with no sitting down, So I wonder in their case that they are always rehearsing, that they are always like practicing, and their movements, and I know that probably they do work out like aside, they must have their workout routines as well. But they are so skinny, like I don't know how they do it. SM is going to make them work till tail enlistment starts. Again, new album is for NCT OT23 because Dreamies just had Christmas album and NCT had an album in November. It's too soon for new bank. Dreamies repackage. Okay. But that one, Ayo, is it for NCT 1 to 7? Yes, it's for NCT 1 to 7, Maruska. At least I saw it on the NCT 1 to 7 page. Yeah. I always trust that, I had listened to a lot of, when you watch a lot of Korean shows and stuff, they do have, this very ancient kind of potions, I call them, but it's like this very old-fashioned remedies to somehow, give you more vitamins and stuff. Probably, the soups. Definitely, the way they eat and what they consume, it's very, it does very well to their health. Because here, for example, in my country, we eat a lot of meat, and we eat a lot of bread, things with flour in it. So, definitely they do not have that. But what they do have is that they do consume a lot of sweet things, sweet desserts, sweet snacks. Here we do too, but I think that because at least the adults or the young adults, when we have mate, for example, that mate is made of herbs. So in my case, when I drink mate, if you give me the chance to choose something to eat along with the mate, I would buy something salty, not sweet, because the mate, the herbs, I already put sugar on it or sweetener. So it's like if you eat something sweet, it's like too sweet, too sweet. A lot of cheese as well, yeah. I don't consume um, like dairy products because I'm allergic. Like I have intolerance to lactose ever since I was 4 years old. So even though I'm very very low on calcium, I don't have my calcium, but well, I cannot like consume dairy products, nor milk, no butter, no cream, cheese. No, I don't like it. I cannot eat that. They also eat a lot of meat, but it will be added to the bread or greens like the ramen. Yeah, but they also eat a lot of like vegetables, which here we don't, because they are so expensive here. The other day I bought a watermelon, and I bought some peaches and some oranges, and it was really expensive, guys. And I think that it lasted 2 days here in my house, and it was very expensive. So even though you want to eat healthy, sometimes the prices do not help. Did you get to read, guys, the article, not the article, the Tumblr post that I shared? I know you did, Samara. that I shared on Discord about mark placements and that sort of astrological like analysis. I read that same day that I shared it with you guys, and I was so amazed because I was like, wow, this is very similar to what I got when I pulled the cards the other day for Mark. Like, and I felt so bad for calling it out. I felt like I was like maybe like I don't know, like telling a secret, or something that is very it's very private. This is why I didn't want to say the word because it's a choice. It's a lifestyle. And there's not. But when I read the analysis, the astrological analysis of his placements, I was like, oh, I'm not the only one that sees it. The astrology also gives it away. Like, did you really celebrate? Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Because I swear, guys, I just didn't want to be controversial nor anything like, and there's nothing wrong with being celibate. It's just that since he's a very young and active and attractive, and he is famous. Like I was like, do I really do I really express this that I'm seeing? Do I really say it out loud? Um, But I guess it does make sense because actually I don't see him like exposing parts of his body, and being in these revealing outfits. Actually, it seems like he's very like, I don't know, ACT 127 had always had very questionable outfits, especially from the beginning. They made them wear really weird costumes. Yeah, they look like costumes. Um, but yes, if you notice, he's not that of a show off with his body. And I'm sure he has a great body because he's. Why you expose him like that to the masses? Mark will be something else when he hit 30. I swear, I felt so like, oh my god, like questionable outfit, especially for Utah and Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, now they have cool outfits, but I remember I believe that it was the era of Punch and yeah, the era of Punch that they had very weird outfits. Like, really, SM is not very good at dressing their idols. Or at least for NCT 127, I believe they wanted to do this something futuristic that they would mix and match a lot of accessories that just wouldn't like. And not to talk about the crazy hair. I'm sorry, but would you admit that you hit? Oh my. It's just that I even felt uncomfortable because I was like, that's a very profound word, It's not just something that you say because it comes along with a way of belief, a system of belief. So it's not just like, oh, I choose to be celibate because, or, it's what I am, and that's it. It's a more like it's a like a decision, and a very profound one. Ugly behind outfits. They are awful at it. Yeah, especially with NCT, they really tried. They really wanted to go all in with that technology. The poor guys. I remember that in this interview that they had with JJ, when they were promoting Sticker, I believe that Mark told an anecdote where they were like in the hallways of the, of the TV shows, of the music shows, and they would, at the beginning when they choose the beauty, they would be always in the corner. They would be like NCT with no friends, something like that. They would say, because they thought that they dressed so funny that no one wanted to see them. Like, and it was very distinctive. All the other groups, dressed in suits and stuff, and then in the corner, them wearing all those weird combinations and colors, and they must look weird. Yeah, it's like when you try to be like, oh, we are so trendy, like, we are going to give them outfits that it's so trendy, that it's so. So, well, guys, it's 9 days to my birthday. I'm excited, but I don't know how to feel about age, especially when you have birthdays on this date of the year, in this period of the year, where everyone, in my case, everyone goes to vacation, goes on holiday, they take their summer breaks, their summer vacations. So, well, I'm glad, because I don't like to invite that many people over. I don't like it. But yeah, it's exhausting to have birthdays at January. It's exhausting. It's like you still don't recover from the holidays, from Christmas. You just want to crawl somewhere and not being bothered. Hey, Fluffy. But I'm doing good with the readings, with the Capricorn readings. I still have a few to do. There are a lot of Capricorn. No, I will not do everyone, because there's a lot of Capricorns in the K-pop industry, a lot of them. So, and I also wanted to do like a dynamic reading between Jimin and Taeyeon on Big Bang Taeyeon. Because I know that the Taeyang is releasing like a new single, and Jimin is going to be featuring on it. So I wanted to put some cards for them. Army of Capricorns. Is the birthday the same as Joon or Jenny? Joon, the 15th. And I know I was checking the calendar, and it's on Sunday. So I was like, oh my. I wanted it to be on the week. Oh, really? Wow, she's on fire, Jisoo. I read somewhere that she's going to have her comeback also. So I'm glad for her that she's a bit more active. Oh, Big Bang Taeyong. Taeyong. Wow, Parvati. So happy for Jisoo, finally. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do a reading. Yeah, yeah, I know, Parvati. I know what you mean. But as long as he's busy doing something, like, you know, it's okay. Yes, they do. Yeah, she's a great actress. I think that she should. It's just that probably it depends, I'm sure they control a lot, especially after what happened. I mean, I don't know if they control a lot because after what happened with the Snowdrop, I don't know. But I remember when she was on a Snowdrop after the whole controversy, when the show was on finally, that I did a reading for her and the actor. Um, and there was a lot of manipulation in the middle. I believe that the managers or the people around Jisoo were like arguing all the time with the producers or the writers of the show, something like that. With like doing a lot of monitoring for her scenes, somehow middling in a lot and also being very like interrupting the process. So I don't know if maybe that somehow like limits her possibility to get a role that she really wants, that is about her as an actress, that she really wants without having some people from the company trying to take care of her image or just be behind the producers all the time, and I think that that's something that probably for the show's producer or for the movie or series producers and directors, they don't like that sort of interruptions or them always wanting to be like, oh, okay, but how is this going to be, um, so yeah, I feel like that also made the things very awkward for Jisoo, you know. Oh, wait. But you know how blinks are. It must have pressure her. Yes. I think they choose her acting projects that suits her image as a black female. Yeah, the nice girl, you know, the girl that does no uh, that it's decent, romantic. But then you have Jenny also like. The other day I was watching the teaser again of that TV show that is called Idol. Like it has Little Rose, Lily Rose Dead, and the Weeknd is also in there, and Jenny is also in there. That is called The Idol. And in there you don't see much restrictions. Just that I don't understand why is it so hard for these girls to get what they want individually at the pace and the you know and the time that they want it, you know, because you only have 4 members. Like it's not that hard to give them what they want. It's just 4 people. It's not like you have 7 8 members and you know you only have 4 and they made a lot of money for you already. So you know, Jenny might have gone behind YG back because there's no way they will allow them to do this. Weekend is producing the HBO series because they don't like them. Look what I bought, guys. What I brought with me. The manga tarot. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's just that it's very different to to the usual tarot. Maybe the differentiate between Korean audience and South American when it comes to those kind of projects. It's very different to the. It's based on the Rider-Waite tarot, but it changes the genders. For example, the Magician, that is the #1 major arcana, it has a female, and that card is not called the Magician. It's called the Sorceress. So definitely, you know, there's like, and in some images where it's supposed, for example, the 9 of Pentacles. I don't know if I can show you. Oh no, it's not here. It's not here. But for example, remember the 9 of Pentacles, that there's a lady and there's like a garden behind with all the coins and the plants, and she's like, you know, I just want to show you. Oh, wait, guys, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go. Because I know some of you are interested in tarot, so I want to show you the differences. For example, you know, this is the 9 of Pentacles. This card. This is the Rider-Waite. And in the manga tarot, you have a male. See the difference? So it's changed. The genders are changed. for example, here the strength card. This is the traditional strength card, and in this you have, you have a guy, a man. And these are the seasons, the signs. This. So it's very interesting. I love it. Yes. So it kind of changes the meaning as well, right? Um, Actually, in the book, that it does explain the shift and the differences between the regular Rider White. Um, it also like invites you to somehow um, take what you see different also as part of the meaning. When you read the descriptions, the description of the card, the meaning of the card is the same. But since this card is based on Japanese like uh, culture, you also have to add um, other symbols or the other symbolism that you see. So it's open to for you to interpret this as as vast as you want it. Because everything is a message. So it depends on how you interpret things. The color, the red color is summer. And also we know that the ones represent fire. The red color also represents fire, fire element, and then you have here the um, I don't know how they call it in English. This is this thing that is like glyph. Each glyph indicates a season: spring, summer, autumn, winter. The dominant color indicates a suit of the minor arcana, an aspect of human nature, of our surrounding worlds, or how with what eyes we view others, ourselves, and things. So yes, you can add as many, like if you observe the card, you will be like, okay. For example, this card is the Devil card. And they also they also tell you that you should pay attention when it's about the glyphs, that if there's one, you also have to take into consideration, because there are like 4 seasons. So if 3 are absent, like what does it mean that 3 are absent? Not only take the meaning of the season that is present here, also take the ones that are missing, and try to like integrate it, like put them together, like why are they missing. It's interesting. The tarot, each tarot deck, it's beautiful. You have to take your time to not to observe it, like yes, to observe it, but also to connect with it. It's because it's one day you're going to see something that is going to cut your attention, and the next day maybe you see it with different eyes. So you never like. And this I noticed, guys. This is actually something that really like reminds me why, as a tarot reader, you always have to keep studying. You always have to keep like studying and practicing, because my perception and also the things that I was able to interpret it with the tarot ever since I started reading for idols. I never had those experiences while reading for normal clients or normal people, like on my everyday life. I believe that ever since I started reading for idols, like on the channel publicly, my perception has expanded. Uh, I I saw some like there are some symbolisms that I learned while reading for idols. You know, for example, the association of some card in particular. But I never thought about those two cards that they would mean that thing. But ever since I started to read for them, my perception has become a bit more like sharper. But also I, you know, like, and this is something that I think that this is something that I'm really proud of, because it's the way I interpreted the tarot. I mean, I always knew that if I pull cards, you better be ready for what I have to say, because, you know, the tarot goes really deep. And I was a bit concerned at first for reading for idols, because we know that it's not the image that they're portrayed. The tarot will go very deep. The tarot will go to places that probably are very private, are part of their vulnerability as people. And some spectators or some people that watch my videos are not ready to take the. And I'm not saying that you should take my interpretation, um, you know, like as if it is the truth, you know, about your idol. But if I cannot hold myself in once I start like seeing something. Oh wait, I had my mic far away. Why no one told me? Um, so I think that that's a risk that I definitely was like, okay, I'm going to take it. Thank God here in our community, you do have the people that subscribe to my channel are very open-minded, and you are also eager to learn with me. And I'm sure that all of you also consume other things outside of myself. So I'm glad that you're able to compare, you know, compare the way I read things with another tarot reader, or with yourself if you are a reader, you know. Um, but I think that once I see something, I cannot unsee it. I cannot be like, oh, because you are not like, oh, please, like, check yourself. Like, why did you say that? It's the cards. I'm reading cards. I'm reading cards. I'm not perfect. That's why I have, you know, a disclaimer. I'm not saying that I know these people, but I'm reading cards, and this is what I get. So if you are not ready to listen to a tarot reading the way a tarot reading represents, I mean, you then don't consume it. It gives you a new perspective, another depth to the card. Hey, Samara. Yeah, I just think that some people just uh, don't understand what we do, you know, as tarot readers. They think that we can shape shift in a sort of storytelling, you know, so it can fit your fantasies. And no, we are not storytellers. We are interpreting the tarot, you know, and the tarot is not, it's not a book, you know, it's not a children's book. So You know, not everyone has the maturity. I've only watched on other reader for K-pop and it was for BTS, but it was so biased and so heavy into shipping that I didn't look any further. Yeah, the shipping, you know, I had, you know, I was a bit hesitant to read for some popular ships, but there were some, like, some people that were really kind and they were like, okay, I ask you to read for these two, but in a dynamic friendship kind of way. Like, them knowing that I don't lean my interpretation towards the romantic side. But I always am very honest in this sense. If I see cards that indicate a deep connection or even attraction, I'm going to say it. Like, I'm not in denial, you know, it can happen. You know, with the tarot, you never know. The tarot, actually, I think I read for a famous ship or duo, and actually the cards were very specific about that there was love in there. Of course, you can interpret it. The fans, the shippers can interpret it the way. I just delivered the message, and they were a bit right. You know, love was there. Yeah, like you said, it was like this reader was just imagining some fantasy. Yes, like following a narrative, like, oh yeah, like, and it's not. I often, when I watch this, I'm like, where are you getting that from? Because that card that you just pulled, there's no way that card is going to tell you all that you're saying right now. All those words are coming from your mouth. Like, what is, why? You know, like, what card is telling you this? You know, me as someone that knows the meanings of the cards. And at the same time, you know, like I tell you guys, because I'm always learning about the tarot. I have been reading the tarot since I was like 13 years old. And I'm about to be 38 years old. So it's been a while, 25 years. But at the same time, you know, I'm always like willing to be surprised. You know, there are some content creators that really surprise me with the way they read things, the way they read, you know, and I'm like, wow, I didn't see that association. But, you know, once they say it, I'm look at the cards and I'm like, yes, there it is. But there are some others that are like, oh no, like this is, and I'm like, where did you get that? Like, I don't know. Oh, Felix and Chambin, yes. It was with Felix and Chambin, yes. It was with Felix and Chambin. Hi, Natasha. Exactly, it has nothing to do with the cards, and it was very fetch. The thing about tarot is that some would try to connect the dots reading a tarot, and some are good at it, others are not. Yeah, but you know, I have a friend, a colleague, she's a tarot reader in Argentina, and she's also Capricorn, but she's very like a straightforward Capricorn. I'm the nicer Capricorn, she's like very tough. And she always fights people, you know, on the TikToks, or responds back to people on their lives, on her lives. You know, she's very badass in that sense. And she's like, you don't need a special gift to read the tarot. You just have to study really hard. And she's like, this is the reason why we charge for reading cards. This is the reason why we don't do things for free. You know, this is the reason why we charge when we read for people. Because we study really hard, and we are still studying, and the tarot decks are not cheap. They do not, you know, nobody gives them, you know, like, oh, here, this is yours. Or you just have to have one, and that's it, you know. And you always have to keep studying. As I tell you guys, every time I read for someone, I sage the whole place. I say a prayer, I buy a lot of incense, I sage my house, I sage the whole, each single item, I do it, so I'm very clean and organized about reading tarot. It's not that I am anywhere and I just pull cards, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to read for this. No, it's a whole process, and I have to make sure that I am very focused and present while I'm reading cards. This is why I always tell you guys, I don't read cards when I had a bit of alcohol, when I had a beer, when I have a glass of wine. I do not read. And I also, I had been at parties or gatherings, and actually my friends were like, oh, didn't you bring the tarot with you? Because we wanted you to pull some cards for us. And I know some people do it, but I don't. I don't. I just leave the tarot at home, because I don't know the energy in that person's house. And I say this, even I said this to my cousins, that they are very close to me, and I know them for years. But they are like, why don't you bring the tarot deck with you so you can pull some cards for me? And I'm like, I forgot about them. I didn't bring them, as an excuse. But the thing is that I'm not sure about pulling cards in a place that I don't know. Because in my room, in my sacred place, I call it a sacred place, because I literally just clean it, I sage it all the time, I say a prayer. As a Catholic, I say a prayer. I even sage myself. I prepare everything. I put some perfume, some oils, some essential oils to somehow like set a mood to read the cards. And if I take the cards, because I know that my deck is clean, I also have, that I have a lot of crystals. That's also, I wear a lot of crystals on me. As a way of protection and also cleansing. I don't feel comfortable with taking my tarot deck to someone else's house, because I don't know what is in that house. And usually when I feel like that, it's because probably something is going on in that house. So if I was that, I don't know, ambitious, I would probably be like, oh yes, if you pay me, I will go. I will take all my decks with me, and I will read for you anywhere. And I'm like, for me, no. For me, no. I don't work like that. I make sure to be relaxed, to be in a, it doesn't matter my mood, but if I feel unwell, or if I feel like ill or sick, I cannot read tarot, or if I feel, I don't know, sad about something, I cannot read. And I'm sure you guys notice that ever since I started working those long hours the past few months, I was so drained that I would come in live just to chat with you, but actually like I would be so exhausted that it wasn't right, it's like it wasn't right. And since I enjoy doing this, it felt like such a waste of energy, because I really wanted to be here and I really wanted to continue doing readings for the channel, but I just couldn't, find the right balance between my job that was very demanding energetically and this. Which essentials oils do you like to use? For example, there's one that I bought from a place here in Argentina that it calls Universe Angel Gardens, that it was made of Palo Santo, but it was so smelly, so delicious. Like, and I swear I wasn't able ever to buy it again, because they after the pandemic they shut the place down, and I just wasn't able to buy it. But for example, I do have some that are a bit on the orange kind of note, that those are to lift up the spirit. Then I have others that are made of wood scents, that also are very good. Patchouli, that is strong. I do love the one that it's like white flowers or jasmine. I love jasmine as well. Rose. I have eucalyptus as well. Especially I use that especially on winter to somehow open my, when I smell it, it opens my perception, my nose, my ability to smell. But yes, very incense kind of, very strong, but also I do love like strong scents. And I also have some that are like splashes, like mist, to pour on the curtains and on the fabrics, that are from vervain, and very citrus like. Oh, bergamot. I have bergamot as well. Yes, I didn't know how it was called. That's why I didn't want to say it, because I didn't know how to say it in English. Personally, when I started doing tarot, whenever I was in a high emotional state and pull a card for guidance, it was very helpful at one point. But I never read for another in that state. Yes, it's because probably you're very well connected to the deck. But when we are not connected, we cannot read it. Or maybe you pull a card and you are like, you don't get it. And you are like, you feel even tempted to pull another card, because you're like, oh, I don't get this message. And actually the card is good enough. The card is very straightforward, but you cannot see it. I use bamboo and lilies for the house. Oh, lilies. I love lilies. Actually, my first name, because I have two names. My first name is Liliana. That is like Lilians, but in Spanish. It ends with an A. Liliana. That it means lily. Gracias. It's very old-fashioned, that name. It's very old. That's why I don't feel connected with the name. I don't use it at all, because it's very old. It's very 80s kind of like. Actually, it wasn't a name that my mom chose for me, but I believe that the nurse chose it for me, because my mom couldn't like go, so my dad went to register me with my name. Because remember that I almost died when I was born, so poor my mom was also like in a bad condition. So my dad went to register my name, and they were like, oh, he went with my name already. They decided that I was going to be named Vanessa, but the nurse somehow told him that he needed another name. And he was like, oh, but I don't know. Like, my dad was so clueless, My dad is a typical Aries. He doesn't think, He just went there to get the papers done, and suddenly this person was like, oh, you need another name. And he was like, oh, but I don't know. And she was like, oh, how about Liliana? And he was like, okay. Oh, my. Sushi very well. Is it how you write it? Yes, Liliana. No, with one, yes, in Spanish with one L each. Poor guy, yes. Yeah, it's just that, my mom chose that name. It's a very 80s name. I met a lot of Vanessas that were born in the 80s. because it was very popular. It was very popular back then. And she told me that she back then, before I was born, she used to watch. I believe it was like a Mexican or Venezuelan telenovela, and she was like the not the main character. I believe that it was like the villain of the history. I don't know, or the mysterious female of in that telenovela was called Vanessa, and she was like, oh, I like the name. Very intense, very. It's actually very trendy in Europe these last few years. Oh, really? Oh, oh. So, is any of you a JB fan here, guys? Because I don't follow what JB is doing. Because I want to ask a question. Because, I always like to get feedback from the people I trust, but I want to know something. Because I'm not, I wish Lilian was here because she knows better. But, um, yes, JB. No. Oh no, I read that she today she posted something, and I told her something about the video that I did. Yes, it's not Argentinian at all. It's just that what is Argentinian? We are a mix of all other countries. I think that for us, Argentinian is not. It's influenced by other countries. It's like we don't have much identity. Oh, Thomas. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yes. Um, because you know that when I pull cards from him, Joaquin, yes, yeah, Tiago also, and you know that um, I did a reading, about JB, and I got a lot of cards, that about him and stuff. And he got the Knight of Cups, so I was like, oh, this is about romance. And from what I heard, he was dating this girl, this YouTuber, this I don't know how is her name, Plain D, JD, something like that. I do follow her on Instagram, I believe. And I was like, oh, maybe this is about her, because it's something about, it did give me a vibe of him wanting to propose, or, him being very in love. Um, and I don't know why someone, like a random someone, like came on the comment section to be like, oh, if you are not a fan, because if you were 100% fan, you would know, a real fan, you would know that he's not dating her. And I'm 100% sure that he's not dating her. And I was like, first of all, I'm no one's biggest fan. Like, I am a tarot reader. When I read cards, I am just a plain tarot reader. Like, I can have my favorites, but when I'm reading cards, I'm not biased. I try not to be biased. And, oh, Pure D, that one, Pure D. Yeah, and I was like, but I was like, oh, maybe they broke up, or maybe there's something, because, it's JB. Of course, he's not going to be public about, the news were public, but I think that you can expect him to be talking about her, like, publicly. So, yes, I was like, what is this crazy Lulu behavior? Like, like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Because instead of you like embracing the reading and being like, oh, I'm happy that my bias is feeling love. He's feeling something. He started the reading with um with the Ten of Swords. A Ten of Swords is like he went through so much to finally arrive to the Knight of Cups, to finally connect with the feeling of like, okay, I'm going to open myself up to feel something. I'm going to take a chance here. So I think that people, instead of absorbing that, they are like, oh no, this is a rumor. Oh no, this is. It's like, wow. The way his relationship status coming out, I don't think he wants to reveal his dating life. Yeah, and now I read this Tumblr creator. I read her that she pulled some cards for JB, and she talks about probably, this girl actually being a bit shady, and them actually like probably breaking up and coming back together a few times. Like that actually, that the relationship is not that, harmonious. And it could make sense because he did start the reading with the Ten of Swords. So, for him, probably like he goes through moments of like feeling very happy and all of a sudden feeling very like hurt, or actually feeling like feeling the betrayal. That I think that this is very Moon in Scorpio. We all fear betrayal. And but as I tell you guys, relationships are complex. So we cannot be like, okay, like since my favorite idol is dating, he's going to marry that person. I was not stating that he wants to marry that person, but probably he is very infatuated with her to the point that he's considering about proposal. But to think about proposing to someone, to feel love, to feel like, over the hills for someone, that doesn't mean that the marriage is going to happen. There's a lot of things in the middle. And one thing that did caught my attention is the Ace of Wands in the middle. There's a lot of like chemistry between both of them, especially coming from him, because I didn't see her in the reading. I only saw his perspective, what he's feeling. So I know that the girl is gorgeous. I've seen her pictures. She is not only talented, but she's beautiful. And she has this sort of sex appeal. So I think that this is something that for him as a man, probably that's one of the things why he's so hooked, why he's a bit like even obsessed with her, even though maybe the relationship is not perfect. Because he got the Ace of Wands. And I was like, this definitely gives me the vibes of that he is like, that the Ace of Wands is the representation, is a phallic representation. So I'm like, he better should watch out because, he's very fertile. And I believe that so she is, or the person that he's with, I don't know. But he should watch out for that if this is not something that he wants. But if you have the page of the Knight of Cups with the Ace of Wands, it means that he is very like heavily emotionally and very passionate. Very passionate. Do you know her signs? Isn't she a Leo? I believe she's a Leo. And someone says her moon is in Aries, so she's a lot of fire. Lot of fire. And you can definitely tell that she has a lot of fire because of all the things that she posts. That she's always in bikinis, she's always in swimsuits. She doesn't mind to be naked and showing her body. So that's very fire behavior. which I don't know how he feels about that, because me as a Scorpio moon, I'm the jealous side, but I guess I don't know, you know, I don't know, I don't know, JB, I don't know. Mm. Yes, but definitely there's like I think that probably what he found like a sort of like connection in there is there's a lot of admiration. Actually, I do feel a lot of attraction towards people that have a lot of fire in their charts, because they are so comfortable with being themselves. They are so bold that sometimes they motivate me, that I am a bit like, I wouldn't say I'm low key, but I probably like take my time, and actually like I learned from a lot of people in with fire signs to be a bit more like daring, to be bit more like courageous, like just go and do it, don't think about the consequences, don't make a plan, like just do it. And I think that I definitely feel a lot of admiration and an attraction also to people that have fire placements. He's like, you can look but no touch. Yeah. Yeah, and you know that we had talked about him actually. I believe that, and I believe that he's very conservative. Like, I wouldn't say he's conservative with himself and his image, but probably him as a man, because I met a lot of Capricorn males that their view about the role of females is very conservative. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's like changing. He's like, um, but of course that we don't know the girl. What I want to say is that despite of all the pictures and everything that people see of her image especially, she's a hardworking person. She is working with that image. She definitely has the looks, she has the image, but she's also creating with that image. She is someone that is working for her future. But yes, I understand that, yes, some people, we don't know the dynamic of the relationship. So some people actually could fear that she could take advantage of him, or his popularity. But I don't think so, because when I looked at her post, there was a lot of Agassiz actually sending her a lot of love and appreciation. So I don't know if actually, I don't know, the mean comments are being blocked, and the ones that are left are only the good ones. But I seen a lot of good comments actually coming from Agassiz. Who knows, a lot of earth sign men, they tend to feel attracted to people with strong character. Yes. Mm-hmm. But this is something that I think that, since I am, I like to watch, to observe things from all the perspectives. Depends on my experience. I seen a lot of earthmen with Cancer types as well. Yes, Cancer types and Pisces. I seen a lot of Taurus people with Pisces wives and girlfriends. Yes. The nurturing soft type of curve. And I think that we should like also expand, because yes, we know he is famous, we know, but we should also be open-minded about thinking that yes, the famous person or the celeb that is dating a regular person, could possibly get scammed or being cheated on or being taken advantage of. But at the same time, we shouldn't be so absolutist to think that because, as if the famous person must be protected from a commoner trying to take away all the money and fame. It's like, let's slow down a bit. Like, not because you are a celebrity or a famous person, it means that, like I always tell you, you are boyfriend material or girlfriend material. You can suck at relationships and destroy relationship and break people's heart and disappoint people with the way you behave in a relationship or in a bond. So not because, we are talking about a famous person involved with a regular person, oh, the famous person must be protected because they are going to get like scammed. And it's like, but they agree to be with that person at the first place, and not all celebrities are nice. Like, I'm not saying that they deserve to be cheated, of course not, but we cannot be so absolutist and so, like, fixated on thinking that it's always the famous person the victim, because they are regular people. They can make mistakes just like all of us. It's just that they have a different job to us and they are very much exposed. So we don't know what happens in relationships. We don't know what happens in relationships. You can have all the money in the world and be awful at relationships. Be an awful person in general. And just because you are handsome or pretty, that doesn't excuse that you actually are very, like, this is why I think, like, I admire people that sustain long-term relationships, because I know how difficult it is to maintain a long-term relationship. Because it's not that you get along all days. You don't get along all the time. You argue most of the time. But you decide to stay in the bond anyways. So, Well, he's a grown man, he's probably used to shady people around him, and JB doesn't strike me as a naive type. Yeah, he's not naive. He has a great sensitivity, in the sense that he's very intuitive. He's very intuitive, and probably he's a street smart as well. He's a street smart. He's no naive, yes. He's no naive. He's no naive. But with this example that I give about keeping our perception open about idols dating or famous people dating, I didn't mean it about JB. I mean it like with some other famous people that are caught dating regular people. Or people that are not famous in the industry, or they are not from the same industry as them. And they are like, oh, she's so lucky because she's dating him. Because, he has the fandom. And obviously, from your perspective as a fan, she is the lucky one. Or he, whoever, But you don't, you are not seeing that in a relationship, both of them are lucky to have found each other. It's not because you are famous or because you are a fan of that person. You are like, oh, the other one is really lucky to have found them. But yeah, but let's see. Let's have some faith that both of them will contribute and be a positive influence for each other. Yeah, it's not always easy to be long-term relationships. Oh my Yeah, Natasha. Yeah. Yeah, Natasha. Only people that have been in long-term relationships, you know that the people that really, really, hi Anna Julia, the people that really, really have been in long-term relationships, they know how draining and sometimes how boring it is when you are in a long-term relationship with someone that sometimes you just want to give in. Sometimes you are like, okay, I'm giving up. Sometimes you are like, I cannot do this. And imagine dating a famous person, someone that their schedules is so crazy that you cannot see them. Relationships at work, a lot of compromises and selflessness can really be on the table, yeah. It's so complex, guys. It's so complex that it's not just like announcing that you are with someone. That doesn't sail your face in the sense that, oh, because you are with someone, that's it. That's happiness granted. No, that's just the beginning. The rest of it is hard work. Patience, compromising, getting to an agreement, negotiations, a lot of things, guys. And it's so tiring. It's so tiring because it does affect the rest of your aspects of your life. Because if you do not have a supportive partner, somehow your social life is also affected. Sometimes even your professional life is affected. Because if you fight with your significant other, you get moody, you get really like, sensitive, and then people around you have to endure that. Especially if you're not good at processing your emotions and your ideas. And so, yeah, guys. I congratulate people that work on their relationships every day. I definitely congratulate them. And more if they're famous, more. Yes, happens to me twice a week. I'm not doing it anymore. Yes, my aunt and her husband's like 27 years married. I seen it. It's not easy but possible. Yes. And communication is key, or else you'll have nasty passive aggressive patterns that'll never end and will poison the relationship. Yeah, I have, I'm a very communicative person, but I had said this, like, I usually am very passive aggressive in a sense. Like, I have this very awful gesture that if I'm mad at you, I stop talking to you. Like, especially if I'm in a romantic relationship. Like, you talk to me and I don't answer. I don't talk to you. I leave the silence speak to me. Speak for me. And that's very wrong. But I do it. I don't know why. I give the silence treatment, and that's awful. That's awful. Awful. But I do it because I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like my silence actually is a bit more like, there are not enough words to say if I'm mad or if I'm angry. I think that the silence and the tension of my silence, it's like it literally is telling you without words, like, that I am very upset. And then when I calm down, I have the ability to put it into words and to talk. But when I am mad, I don't talk. I don't talk. I don't talk. No. But yes, that's passive aggressive. That's passive aggressive, yes. It's just that, I think that sometimes words condemn some people. So I'm like, I better do not say what I want to say to you because. So I better hush. Okay, let's put some cards for Taiwu since Ana Julia is here. Oh, guys, I finished watching The Glory. Oh my God. I had to skip a few scenes of the very graphic scenes between the students. Oh my God. If that really goes on, like if that really was going on in Korean, like classes, like, oh my God. Like, and I believe that it's based. Yes, I'm not going to spoil it. No, but I read. I listened to a TikTok that. Yes, I watched the first one. I watched. Like I had to skip it, Samara. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. I skipped episode number 1. Yes, I skipped it. Like I just, obviously there are some flashbacks, so you cannot skip the whole thing, but I had to skip it. My heart couldn't take it. Like, oh my God, Samara. But like I'm glad that I was able to continue watching because the part of the revenge it's chef kiss. I'm not even trying to watch it. I'm way too empathic and sensitive, Cancer Moon. Yeah, yeah. I cried. I swear I cried. And that the actress, the actress, the actors in general. I didn't like her previous work. I believe that K drama was called "We Are Breaking Up" or something like that. I didn't like that one. But this one is perfect for her. It's perfect for her because she has the ability to, with just one glance in her eyes, you can see what the emotions of what the character is going through. That is very heavy. Yes, something about marriage. Yes. I didn't like that one. We are breaking up. I feel like it's called. Yes. Have you watched Her Descendants of the Sun? No, because I don't like him. I don't like him. Hey, Hope. I just don't like that actor. I just don't like. It's hard for me to like. I don't know if it's maybe because he's too popular. So the roles that they give him, it's like, oh yes, there he is. I just don't like him. How disturbing is it? Like psychologically or more? It's both fluffy. It's psychological and it's gore. I don't know his name, the Vincenzo actor. Yes, she did marry her descendant of the Sun co-star. Then they separated. Yeah. I get second-hand embarrassment from Descendants of the Sun. But it's good. Like, I don't know why, but I just don't. Yes. Yeah. But you know me, maybe it's because he's very popular, and that I don't know. Like I like very like the underground actors, you know, not the popular. Uh, I remember when everyone were like so infatuated with the guy of the actor of what was it? Then he got in trouble because of an ex-girlfriend exposed him. Um, Hometown Cha Cha Cha. Hometown Cha 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 actor. You know, everyone. Uh, um, yeah, I was like, really? I don't know. Maybe because I don't like nice guys. You know, I don't like the actors that just get stuck in those nice guys roles. I like the ones that go for the, you know, uh, I believe that probably the ones that do the psycho actors are probably nicer in person. You know, like the complexity of you playing the role of a psycho, for example, or the bad guy in a role, and then you actually like see the actor in real life, and they are a sweetheart. So you know, I trust more. Yes, I hope Jung Hein gets more roles. Yes, he's actually very good uh, in Connect. I did watch a few episodes of Connect. I also hope for yes. I also hope for Jung Hein to also get a bit more risky roles because you know that's what we were mentioning. When you have like yes, when you have like especially someone that is so baby faced or someone that looks when they get stuck in the nice guy trope, or they usually play the roles of the nice guy, you know, the actor is somehow condemned to always play the night. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Okay, let's read for Tao. I don't know why I got. Tao, he's very picky about his roles. I have noticed this. He did two risk in. Tao. I think that is very interesting, guys. I think that maybe we can read for actors. You know, I never read for actors on a live. um, Cha Ewo. I'm not going to see his health. I'm just going to do a general reading for him. I don't look at those. At least it comes out very clear. I don't pull cards that talks about health. Okay. He got King of Swords, the Fool, Ace of Pentacles, Princess of Wands, Ten of Cups. Beautiful cards. You know, I think that definitely he's doing very well. He is represented here by this King of Swords, with the Fool card and the Ace of Pentacles. Definitely this year is going to be very positive and very abundant for him. He's starting over. He's feeling very much like in control when it comes to ideas, and he's also like, I don't know if he's studying something, but like law or something like that. But I think that he's getting wiser and wiser with the years, and also like really like every project that he chooses is going to be very, very popular. Is going to be very popular. He definitely is starting over every decision, and I think that actually this was a great move. I don't know if it has to do with this, with the choice of this drama, but I think that he's definitely like showing a different side. He's doing things differently, and this is going to benefit him. This is going to benefit him, and definitely it's going to be a success. It's going to be a success for him. It would change his name as he was going to debut. Ah, I heard that he took the name. I think that, yeah, this year is going to be full of successes for him. He's changed. There's something that in him that changed. The way he view possibilities. It's like somehow his his possibility to choose changed. Now he's seeing himself as a king. And also a King of Swords, so someone that is very involved in decisions, in decision making, and also speaking up about what he wants to do. And he's also recognizing his value. And also, I must say, yes, yes, he's like, you know, with the King of Swords, it's like, okay, you are good with words, so you are taking the charge to use the way, because he has a way to somehow like hypnotize. It's not just about looks. He has a way with words that people, especially when he plays a role, people really believe the words that he says, the words that comes from his mouth. So this role is very good, and it's also very different. It's very like modern. And I must say, you know, guys, because here we had the Princess of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and I pulled an extra card to clarify the Princess of Wands with the Ten of Cups, and I got the Queen of Cups. So there could be a potential romance for him. Also something that comes out very aggressively. This year is going to be very like, you know, like, I think that I did mention about the idols in general, you know, coming up with the relationships, not dating rumors, more like dating news, you know, like them like actually like being like, okay, yes, I'm letting you know that yes, it's true, I'm dating someone. You know, from a very like courageous kind of posture, not so much like, oh, I didn't want this to be heard, oh, I don't know, I'm sorry, you know, like they always like apologizing. Hello, Reem. So this is very cute, guys. This is very cute. Look at this, the Ten of Cups. So either he's going to again be shipped with a co-star, but I think that it could potentially be a romance. Like for real. You know, sometimes shippers, they do ship the co-stars and stuff, and it's not that near. And I don't think it's a co-star, but definitely someone. Probably I see a lot of water here, so she could potentially be a water sign. They could come out and confirm the relationship. There could be like a confirmation. They could be a confirmation. Because I pulled to clarify the Ten of Cups. So this year is going to be very successful for him, like financially, about his stability and also about his reputation, but also in the love department. So yeah. And also I think that being in a relationship, to be honest, at least from what I see in his case, I think that probably announcing that he has a relationship is not going to damage his reputation or his ability to be seen as, you know, a heartthrob or someone handsome. Or I think that the fans are going to love him anyways. In the case of Chaewook, you know, I don't know about the other actors, but I think that probably for him, you know, to be, I know he has devoted fans, but I don't think it's going to be. I think that it's going to be celebrated. So I'm happy for him. He got beautiful cards, beautiful cards. It's going to be a very successful year for him. So is there another actor or actress that you want me to pull cards for? No, since we are reading for them. Oh, really? 2 more episodes? I'm going to watch them. Yeah, I was about to finish the second, and then I was like, oh, when is the other ones are going to air? So I'm going to watch. I like the atmosphere. It's very nice. Lee Dong-wook. Okay. Lee Dong-wook, isn't he the one of the Scorpio one? The Scorpio actor? I don't know why the comments disappear. Lee Dong-wook. Oh. I think that my light turned off. Oh, because it got disconnected. I disconnected. I only know him from Nantel. Oh, and because you never did you see him on Strangers from Hell? Did you watch it? Did you see him from in Strangers from Hell? Why is my table moving? Did you see him? I loved him on Strangers from Hell. He was so good. That was creepy. Strangers from Hell. If you are sensitive, don't watch it. But it was very good. Very creepy. He got the priestess, the priest, death card, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. No, Open and Crazy, I didn't like it. You have to watch him on Strangers from Hell. I think that he's definitely like going inwards, because he got the priestess and he got the priest and the death card. So there's a lot of, inner soul searching, him trying to find a deeper meaning to his life. Also, like the Scorpio, he is probably like hiding a bit, like being on the low. I think that he's trying to find himself. He's trying to find a new spiritual path. Like somehow along the way he stopped believing. He stopped, like he focused so much on the material that he forgot about his roots or about what he used to believe in. And probably like spiritually he's going through a transformation. I believe that he could have the potential of being someone very like intuitive, like he's a guy that has like inner wisdom. It's just that probably, the people that surround him, also the industry that he's in, doesn't allow him to connect with more spiritual methods. And somehow his soul is like, come on, like really, like you are deeper than this, like there's much more in life than this, so I think that definitely he's like going more towards spirituality, probably, like confessing or going to places that are very spiritually charged, like going to temples, or I don't know if he's a believer, I don't know his religion, or, but he's slowly like connecting with that part of himself. Because he wants a change in his life. He wants to do things differently. He wants to somehow like put an end to a lot of things in his life, especially things that don't have substance, probably things that are very superficial or people that are superficial. And he's also thinking about giving to others, connecting with a more generous kind of side. Like not so much thinking about, oh, what can I get out of this situation, being like more on the ambitious side. He definitely, whatever he does this year, or the money that he gains or everything, he probably is going to give it to charities, or he's thinking about giving back to the community. So this is why I think that he's having like a spiritual awakening somehow. And he's also thinking about, taking his time to pick a new role. Probably the role that he's going to be taking he's going to take his time to pick it. And actually, if he does choose one, it's going to be something that is going to be related to doing something for charity, doing something for others. He definitely wants to give back to community. Probably he's a guy that he's very successful. I don't know much about him, but probably he's a guy that he's very stable financially. So, but somehow that didn't bring him joy. Like, like him being surrounded by a lot of stability, like him really like being very like, I don't know if it's wealthy, but he's like, oh, I feel empty inside. Like I need to find a different meaning to life, to not just like working and getting paid and that's it. he wants to go deeper. I think that he's going through some kind of transformation. But then Christy gets on my nerves because I can stand the misinterpretation or dissociative identity disorder. Yes, I know. The description says it's supernatural, but I can see what you mean, yes. It's like, it's no joke. It's no joke. And they try to make it... Oh. Okay, guys, I'm going to... I turn it off. It's okay, because I don't know what's going on with the cables here. So you're going to see me here in the dark. I like when he does interviews and he easily refuses to answer certain questions. Yes. Park Seo-hoon? Okay. I disconnected again this thing. It's because it's hanging in the air. I'm back. Sorry guys, if the moon is in Cancer, definitely I can see it because I've been feeling very like clumsy today. Like I try to be organized and everything, but Park Seo-hoon. He got 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords, Prince of Swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and then I pulled an extra card for the Ace of Pentacles. What does it mean? And he got the Princess of Swords. Definitely this, if they are in winter time, this winter time is making him feel a bit blue, literally. Like a bit like nostalgic. And it seems like he wants to get away so bad. Like he wants to travel somewhere. He wants to get away from... He has so much thoughts in his mind. So much thoughts, so much ideas. But he is in conflict with someone. And he's cold. He's angry and he wants to, this is very Sagittarius actually, because it seems like he's angry at someone, he's on the defensive, he wants to go away, like he wants to get away somehow, like go somewhere else to not confront this person, but he cannot get away from his thoughts. And definitely he is in conflict with the female, because I see the female here. I think that somehow she's like hurting him with words. And since she got the Ace of Pentacles, she is successful at it. It's like she's getting what she wants. That is his attention, probably. This is her. This is her, this is him. And the Ace of Pentacles is on her side. So definitely whatever moves she does towards him, she is successful. And I don't know what she wants to get with all of this, because he is resistant. He's not going to change his mind. He's cold. He doesn't, or either this person is from his past and is trying to reach out to see if she can go back to him or if they can be together again. But he's so cold. Or probably this is like someone that he worked with or a family member, but he's definitely like, he's like tired of her because she's very like insistent with messages and words, and she's always coming back with more messages, more words. She got the Princess of Chalices. So definitely there's emotions here. Yes, it's an emotional bond. See, Five of Swords again. It's like a discussion, like constant discussions, arguments, messages. It's a battle of words. And she was emotionally invested with him, so that's a reason why she's coming back always like with an argument, always with an argument. And Five of Swords again. But heavy on the swords. Heavy on the swords. Do you know if the movie that he was going to be in, probably Marvel? Do you know if it's on the way, if it's like already everything is moving and everything is arranged? Because this could be also about the movie and this person like... See, he got the full card but in reverse. Like there's some conflict here. Maybe it has to do with the movie. A lot of like... Thanks for the sense. My heart from a friend, she might physically... What? She might be physically suffering. Marvel is going to release in July. Oh. Who might be physically suffering? Did something happen? I'm going to pull another card for Park Seo-hoon, but you know, heavy on the discussions here. At the Princess of Pentacles, the Justice. See, even if it's a card of justice, that is a major arcana, you see a sword again. He's fighting a lot of comments or a lot of like opinions, like something very judgmental somehow. And King of Swords again. A lot of swords. Is he getting criticism? Is he getting criticism for something? Because he's definitely hurt by all of this. Or he could be in the future. He's playing Brie Larson's husband. I read this. Park Min-young was seen to be ailing. What is ailing? Oh, you're right. You wanted me to read for her. Park Min-young. Park Min-young, I want to picture her. Like, she is the actress of What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Or am I mistaken? There is something of racial and other politicals be around the superhero stuff lately. Yeah, that's... And something like stronger is going to come out as well. Unfortunately, I mean, I think that it doesn't have to do with him, but it's going to spark certain debates that are not going to be very pleasant. You know, a lot of opinion, accusations, like just taking away the fun of, you know, of his doing, of his role. But, you know, something is going to happen. There's a lot of swords in there, so people are going to get triggered, they're going to trigger other people, you know, like, so sad. Love in Contact actor. What? So do you want me to read for Park Min-young? And I need to remember her face. Is she the one from What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? Or... That's Park Min-young in Love in Contract and Secretary Kim. Ah, okay. Because I didn't watch Love in Contract, but that's why I didn't, like, remember. Okay, let's put some cards for her. Okay. She got the Priestess, Queen of Swords, Five of Swords, another one getting critics, the Emperor, and Ace of Swords. So I think that here the resolution is that it doesn't matter what you say. She is the sorceress in the sense that she is someone that she's very powerful. She has a strong willpower to get what she wants. So I sense that probably there's a lot of criticism, or she has been battling a lot of people because she has the Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords. So obviously, like a lot of people like opposing her opinions or her decisions. But she has the Emperor, so definitely she has the influence also of someone very influential, and probably, there's a lot of people in power that do admire her, and also that they do support her. So, and also here with the Ace of Swords, I sense that if there are people criticizing her, probably she's going to use her influences to fight these people legally, to shut these people, actually, to shut them, to shut the criticism. Because she's someone that you shouldn't mess with, because she's very powerful. She's very powerful. She has this sort of like charisma. She has this sort of like, it seems like she puts a spell on people, and she gets what she wants. She gets what she wants. But there are some that oppose her image. I don't know. Has it ever been like a sort of like a scandal or rumor about her being very unpleasant with the staff members or something like that? Because she does have this Queen of Swords next to the sorceress. So there's this sense of her actually being perceived a bit like a conflicted person, someone with a strong attitude or with very sharp words, and actually people not liking her, actually. Even there are people that actually had very unpleasant experiences with her, even like co-stars, but she had managed to shut those rumors because I think that also there's a lot of envy towards her. There's her image does evoke a lot of envious people. So probably she's like she has a strong willpower, and she's very focused on what she wants to achieve. So sometimes she can come off as very, cutthroat or very straightforward. But actually, this is how she got success. This is how she got to where she is, actually, like asserting her power, being very straightforward, like also claiming her power, claiming her role in a place where it's always controlled by the men or by the males. It's like she's like, no, I'm here to cut all this. So you're not going to deceive me. I'm going to fight back. And also she's very defendant of her things, of her position. So, and I even feel that probably the ones that did create rumors about her probably are male, are men. They feel threatened by her somehow. Because she does give me, with this sorceress kind of, energy, she does give me like this very strong female energy. It's like, it's not actually, I remember her, she's not masculine, but I think that she's much more than a pretty face. She is like, she really is assertive, like she really is in her power. Like she can look sweet and romantic and play romantic roles, but she's not full. She's a very well prepared female. She's a very well prepared, and but she's perceived as a menace for some people. So I don't know if maybe there were rumors or something like that. Probably frustrating to be typecast and then put her beat up and coming new actors as a teacher and mentor. Yeah. Yes. Yes, definitely. Because she had all the cards that she got. definitely like scream domination. She definitely has dominion over her craft. She is very good at what she does. She's very intelligent. It's like she remembers everything. She has great memory. She's very intelligent. It's just that sometimes she's like, okay, I will play dumb if you want me to, but I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. And she's someone that she probably had said a few things or, talked back to people that were very influential. For example, a famous director. She was like, I'm going to tell you a few truths to your face. So she can be like put in this sort of like rumor. Oh, she's like, you know, like she's not easy to work with. She has a temper. And actually, no, she's very calculative. She does what she's told, but she knows she deserves better, and she has so much knowledge that she has given for free. She was given for free that knowledge, and now she's like, no, you're not going to take me for a fool again. I don't know if she's going to work on something because not there wasn't much about future plans or career. Is there another actor, guys? I'm going to take one last request and then I'm going to go because I have to cook. Actor or actress? Kim Yoon-soo? That's okay, Spirit. It was just very sudden that I wanted to do a live today. But probably I'll do one tomorrow. At the same time, at 10 a.m. And we didn't talk about any of our favorite Capricorn idols. I will have to change the title of my live. I'm a failure. We didn't talk about them. But it's because I was like, okay, we can talk about them, but since I am doing readings for them, it's like very repetitive. Yeah, we really didn't. I'm a failure. I cannot host this. Okay. Kim Yoon-soo. Okay. Oh, strong guy here. A strong guy. A strong guy. Very resistant. He got the Justice, 4 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Princess of Swords, King of Swords. King of Wands, I'm sorry, King of Wands. So, yeah, finally we started with the Justice. So definitely it took a while for him to get the justice that he wanted, to get that sort of balance. It's not about getting exactly what he wants, but I guess that there were some aspects of a truth that needed to come out. and he's like finally celebrating. He's like finally okay, like I'm like so excited inside, you know. But there's this sort of like the bring back of justice now. It also brings this very explicit and very strong feelings of anger, you know, like he he really like went through a lot, and it's like I'm happy finally, but he will continue. Does he have information about someone? Because he will continue to fight back haters, because even though he's celebrating, he's like, wow, I feel so relieved, I feel so passionate, like I'm feeling a fire inside of me, but from like finally, like I'm free. But somehow probably there are going to be some opinion, you know, like always someone is going to say something, and he's going to fight back the haters. So this is why I think that this is a guy that you shouldn't be messing with him, because he does have a lot of things to say, and probably he does have a lot of receipts. He has a lot of information, a lot of information, a lot of information. He has a lot of information. He also finishes the reading with the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, sorry. So he's a very powerful guy. He's a very powerful guy. He's a very powerful guy. It's like this year he's going to be on fire. This year he's going to be on fire. He's going to be on fire. Like is he a fire sign? Yes. Is he a fire sign? Yes, the King of Wands. He's so assertive. He's so assertive. There's no water here. And at least maybe is the you know, here we, in astrology, I do get my, I don't know if how you call it in English, but it's this sort of the ear reading. It's sort of like the solar reading, that you do read this when you are about to enter your birthday, and it's the energies that you have for this year. And definitely I sense that for him there's a lot of fire, a lot of fire, and probably he's going to get very competitive about getting something that he wants, and he's going to get it. Probably he's thinking, does he always play the roles of a king or someone that is a boss? Or probably he will get a role like this that has to do with, oh, I'm an emperor. Ah, the world. Finally completion. He got the world. So finally the world are going to hear a few things, and he's going to be able to turn the page as well, to complete this very hardworking, this very also debilitating kind of journey that he had been on. Probably he went through a lot. He went through a lot, and finally this is like, this year a lot of things about his past are going to be done. You know, like, okay, like we already dealt with this. Moving on. You know, because I think that probably in the past he wasn't able to move on exactly. And also because, you know, if he is actually if he is a Cancer moon, you know, he was waiting for justice to be made for a while. Probably he doesn't let go that easily. He doesn't let go that easily. And he's very passionate about his people. He's very protective about his people. So yes, he was. I think that also, being so on the defensive and being so like feeling like you have to defend yourself all the time or your loved ones is very tiring. It's very tiring. But in his case, he's finally going to, um, you know, why do people always want to ship these two, Lee Juno and Lee Sejun? Like I always get requests about these people. I do not do shipping readings. Like I don't get. They always like ask me about these two. And also, because I read for Lisa Young, and she's a very private person. So I don't think that they should if you want me to do a reading for her, I can do a reading for her. But she's a very private person. She's not that material for shipping. She's a very serious actress and a serious person as well. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pull cards for these two to see what comes out, but I don't do shipping readings. Lee Juno and Lee Sejun. Well, Lee Juno, he got the Empress and the Four of Swords. So definitely I think that he's a very creative person, first of all. But I think that he's taking a time off because he really needs to rest. This guy really needs to rest. Um, Also because I believe that probably he's a guy that he's very magnetic, Lee Juno. He is whatever project that he's in, he brings a lot of beauty, a lot of opulence, a lot of abundance, and he's someone that I don't remember much about him, but definitely probably he's very attractive, or he does have this very bright personality that everyone just looks at him, and he's a guy that he's really fun to be around. But I think that sometimes the spotlight can drain him a bit. So this is why he got the Four of Swords. He needs to rest. He needs to put his mind at ease, because probably he's very popular. Like he's very popular. Everyone talks about him. Like everyone gathers around him. I sense a lot of social um, um, like um, but yeah, he needs to rest. He needs to rest. He will be alright because he's very popular. And I think that it's not just about popularity. I think that he has the potential that everything he touches, it turns into a success. He's a very abundant person, and he's also very creative. I mean, in the sense that he's not just a pretty face. He makes things happen. Somehow, even when he probably, if he's an actor, whatever he is, the staff or the people around him just become really happy when he's seen, because he is amazing. He's really an amazing guy. But he needs to, because somehow it does drain him a lot to be on the spotlight, or people just watching him. People probably just feel so contagious of his energy that they want to be around him, and probably people also obsess a lot over him. and it drains him mentally. You know, he's like, I need silence, I need to stop. Like, yes, I know I'm abundant, yes, I know I can. He's very well aware that he is a magnet. He is very well aware of that, and he's proud of it, but he, at the moment, he needs to rest. In the case of what was her name? I'm going to write the names because then I forget. Sejong. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but yes, I suck at this. In the case of Lee Sejong, she got the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, two fours. So for her, she is very happy right now, actually. Is she working on something? Is she working on a, on, I haven't seen her for a while, but I think that wherever she is, she's happy. She's content. She's radiant. Even she's feeling very passionate towards something. Probably she's investing her energy in creating a very stable life for herself. But at the same time, she's also very guarded, very secured, very like in her soul, in her world, with her material things, with her belongings, with her people. Like I tell you guys, this is a very sensitive female. She is very selective about the projects that she chooses. And right now she's feeling very happy with the stability that she has. She's like enjoying herself. She's hanging out with people that she has so much fun with, and she can be herself, and she's laughing and smiling. But also there's this sense of like, okay, what I'm having right now, I don't want to lose it. I want to keep this feeling that I'm happy like this, and I don't want to move from here. So, you know, this, and this also, you know, she got two fours, and he also got a four. But I think that in her case, she's a bit more stubborn than him. You know, probably for her, moving on to different scenarios is very hard. It's like she definitely does have like a lot of admiration for him. He made her smile. He made her connect with joy, the joy of working. And she is treasuring those moments. You know, she's also treasuring this connection that they had when they worked together, and somehow she always remembers this. She's very thankful. But that's it. You know, that's she wants to keep remembering the good times, and she's holding on to that, nothing more. You know, it's like, that's it. And well, the relationship or the connection as an overall, they got the King of Wands, the World, and the Ten of Cups. So yes, I think that definitely they feel there's a sense of pride in whatever they created together. There's a sense of completion, you know, like I gave my all to this. They also created a beautiful community, like I mentioned, with probably the staff that worked in the show, or, you know, they definitely created like a sort of family environment where they could be themselves and show their best side. For them, this was a triumph in an emotional level because they really get each other. They are very different, because she's much more on introvert side, and he's much more like the Empress. You know, he is much more like this. He's used to be the center of attention. He loves it. He can be also very on the networking kind of guy. And she's much more on the recluded kind of side, you know, like, oh, okay, I'm having fun, but I better stay here. Like, I'm fine here. Like, don't move me. I'm okay. She's also much simpler. You know, for her, happiness, it's other things. um, but they actually were a good match, and like in a sense of working together, and they are very happy at how this creation ended. Like definitely it was very successful, but I think that they felt like they gave their all, and there was no regrets. There was actually a very happy, happy project, a very happy union, and they have very like love and admiration for each other. Um, like a great experience, and I think that this is very meaningful because I am sure that not all co-stars get along really well. That there are some things backstage that probably are not that, you know, that positive. But in their case, they definitely do. Yeah, they definitely did connect. They definitely did connect. But they are very different. That he got the Empress, so he is like always the star. Wherever he goes, he always shines. He always stands out. He's like, that person that irradiates so much luck, so much potential, so much growth, so much abundance that you're like, yes, I want to be associated. It's like he mesmerizes people with his charm. He's very charming. He definitely but he got the Four of Swords, so definitely he needed to somehow like take some time off to rest, because probably he is a guy that communicates a lot, and probably he talks a lot with a lot of people. And this is why the Four of Swords is like, go home, reclude yourself, like don't leave your house for a few months, like slow down a bit your mental processes, because he's so fast. He wants to be everywhere with everyone. He's very friendly and open, and those things also drain you. So, and in the case of her, she knows this very well. This is why she has the Four of Pentacles, because she's like, oh, here where I am right now, with the people that I am right now, I'm happy. I don't need anything else. Like, she's holding on really tight to her secure place. She's okay, she's happy. Don't move her from where she is. She is well where she is. She is her own person. You cannot like force her to, expose herself if she doesn't want to. So yes, guys, this is all I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was fun. I had been here for a while, and I'm going to make lunch because I'm starving. So I hope that you enjoy this Friday. And yes, possibly tomorrow I will be live as well at 10. So if you want to join, you're welcome. Have a great Friday.